Hey guys, so we had a pretty much another consolidation day today. We only had about a $3.08 move total for the whole day. Our average just 30 or 10-day movement just keeps getting lower and lower. We really used to average at the peak, back in summertime about an $8 to $10 day, and we're down to a $6.63 day. So these ranges are just getting tighter and harder to play. So taking a look at today, I wanted to draw some attention back here to November first. So I mentioned we've been in this consolidation period and we really have this nice breakout triangle going right here. If we were to go back to this is previous November CPI and we look at this range from here to here is about a $10 day. And besides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days total, they're all closed within this $10 range. And then we have one day down here to get us where we are here. Since here, which this is December CPI, so after our 2-day drop, which is our third day here, we ended up in this big $10 range right here now. So realistically, if we were to just basically move this range to right here, we would actually have spent the last like 37 trading days have all occurred within a $10 range minus like 6 days of outliers, and one of those days was to break us into the channel we are in now. So really it's kind of interesting to see that we just are really in a consolidation period. There's just no movement. So taking a look at what we have today, we have this nice support line here, we have the resistance line of the breakout triangle here. If we take a look at this, we did come down and we perfectly touched it and bounced right off of that low day at 378.7. So what I'm seeing though is that we did lose and close below 379.6, which is a previously really big support area. As you can see, it dates back to even back here in November. So one other thing I'm looking at here is that since we broke below that, we now have 379.3 as support. Unless we were to open over 379.4, so we have to have a green open and hold green all day long, we will lose this support line, which then will open up the downside. I am seeing a bear flag form here. So this, I was talking about it earlier in this week. So if we finally get the breakdown of our bear flag, we're going to be looking for move down here. So something I'm looking about, and I'll talk about it tomorrow in the weekly TA, depending on where we finish and if we get a move that warrants it. But if we get a breakdown in this area, we actually could, much like in November here, we had this big drop going into the week of CPI and then we kind of recovered and then bounced. We could see our move down, and I think we're going to try to find a $10 range down here in the 360, just the 370 area to pretty much spend the next month until probably FOMOC and maybe February CPI, and also until we get earnings coming in end of the month. So if we start breaking down here and we lose 378 tomorrow, and especially if we can close below 376.6, I'm going to be looking probably for a range. Most probable, I would say, is this 360 right here to 370 is that where we'll spend time. You can see back here in October and late September, we really spent a lot of time in this area right here. So this is where I would target. Alternative area where we could target is this 370 to 378 area. You can see we spent a little bit of consolidation in here too. Key resistance for tomorrow will be right here at 381.7. If we manage, because tomorrow is unemployment data, which historically has had a 1% plus or minus open for us. I'm expecting a red movement though, just based on the previous data we've gotten for jobs and this morning's jobs. I suspect that if we get a 1% open, that'll be about the 375 area down here, and that'll be our only outlier besides this one. So that could start a move down, and if we were to close below that 376.6, I do like that downside. However, if we maintain this channel and we hold and we close, especially over 378 tomorrow, even if we have a big wick down, kind of like a day like this or something like that, I would actually consider a call move back up to hold the channel for consolidation. So take a look at Futes here. Same thing. We have the really nice triangle here. So kind of interesting. Same thing on Futes here. So we need to hold pretty much where we close. We got a little drop there at close there. pretty much need to hold 38.30 support all night long. If we lose that, then we lose this pretty long-term support now. So back in December 22nd with 3 touches on it. Losing that, I do believe, starts the next move down. We kind of see something like this right here. So I'll be looking for that. Key support down below is 38.05 though. Key resistance remains right here at 38.72. Something to note here is we have 3 back-to-back 20 EMA rejections right here. And now we also have a close below the daily EMA. It was not quite a bearish engulfing candle just because of this. We missed it by just a little bit here. But if you also take a look at SPY here, we did have back-to-back 20 EMA rejections. And I wanted to play puts right here overnight into today actually, but I wasn't at my computer and I was busy, so I didn't have time to properly look at it to play them. But we also just fully closed the candle back below the daily EMA, kind of much like this. Actually, the pattern is actually pretty similar to this. We had these 2 rejections, and then we kind of come up and we touch, reject, and then boom, big dump. So this is kind of where I'm expecting for tomorrow, to be completely honest. Taking a look at Tesla here. Tesla is actually putting an extremely strong support down here at this 108 to 110 area. Something I'm watching for is if Tesla can maintain this level. I mean, pretty much since September, it has been just getting plowed and it has just been dropping nonstop, as you can see here. And we're coming into a major support area right here. We're either going to break out and have a big move up into like the 120s to 130 areas, or we're going to have a huge move down and we're going to see Tesla drop real fast and real heavily. On the weekly here, this 111.6 area is a key support. That goes back to 2020, so bulls really want to defend that this week and really wants to see us close over that tomorrow. If we break, we have to open below 108 tomorrow in order to, which is about a negative 2% day, in order to maintain this falling wedge resistance right here. If we were to break through that, I do like a call play into next week. I think we could maybe go for the daily 20 EMA retest. But something to keep in mind though too is if SPY starts its leg down, there's very well that tech is going to come with us. So Tesla could be very much so a victim of a big dump on SPY. Take a look at the VIX here. Not a whole lot going on. We do have a little bit of a breakout pattern going here. It actually kind of looks like a bull flag to me. One thing to note here is this is the first time the daily 8 is going to cross the daily 20 EMA since all the way back here on October 24th. So that actually is slightly bullish for the VIX, but bearish for SPY. So if we were to see this continue and we to see the VIX pop over 22.4 in the morning, and especially if we can see it close over 23.7. Oops, that's not what I wanted to delete. Let's see. Then that could be a pretty bit bearish omen going into CPI. Historically, earlier in the year, we did actually have quite a bit of a sell-off going into CPI. It used to be pretty much banked that the 3 days leading into CPI would be red and would be about a 2 to 3% drop. We haven't really had that trend too much lately, so it's been hard to play it. But if we were to get a breakout on the VIX, especially if we close over 23.7, and we see us close outside of this consolidation, I will not take a put until we close below this low. I would play a put for next week into CPI. I'd probably play a Friday and kind of let it ride until like maybe Wednesday or something like that. I'm still bullish on actual CPI based on the numbers I've seen so far, but I do think we could get a sell-off into it. And then kind of what I'm anticipating is that we're going to get a sell-off maybe tomorrow starting down here, and then maybe early next week we end up somewhere in this range, this 360s area. And then I actually think CPI is going to come in bullish, and we're going to see a movement kind of like this. We're going to have a drop into it, kind of pop back up, another drop, and then boom, we're going to be in a big range. I don't think we're going to have another 5.5% day green, but I do think we're going to have a pretty big bullish CPI. I think they kind of set us up right here for everybody to think that if we have a good print in CPI, we're automatically going to open red or automatically going to sell off once we open. And I don't think that's the case. That's just not historically what happens. So I myself am looking for a breakdown of the 360, 370s for next week. And then I do believe going into CPI it will be a bullish print. All right, I hope you guys had a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for tuning into this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like to stay updated with my most recent videos. There is a lifetime Discord link there for you guys. If that one doesn't link, just go ahead and send me a message, and I'll get you guys a new one. Some of the benefits of the Discord is there's a live trading, live intraday commentary. I also do an updated pre-market with support and resistance levels every day. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit.